Hello, everyone. It is me, Danielle Jane Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate, and I'm here for another episode of Tuesday Tip at 2. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate, and I'm back for this week's and today's Tuesday Tip at 2. All right. Listen, before I get started, hey, new subscribers. Hey y'all, how you doing? Thank you to all of those who are my new subscribers. Please be sure that you have hit the all notifications buttons because you need to know when a next Tuesday Tip at 2 is dropping, as well as all the funny shorts I'll be posting. Okay, you want to check all of those things out. And listen, I am a PA licensed realtor, okay, and I service the Philadelphia and surrounding suburbs, which would include, but not limited to, Philadelphia County, I said that already, and Montgomery County and Delaware County. But again, not limited to those areas. I'm willing to help and serve. You know, I have to let you guys know how to contact me. You need to go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, that is book.djmrealtyco.com to get all the information that you need. Okay, in regards to buying, selling, and all other things. All right, guys, so we're going to just dive right on into this topic. 3 warnings for first-time home buyers. We need to talk about this, okay? We're going to hit it and quit it. It's not going to be long, but I need to go over 3 warnings for first-time home buyers. What the heck is going on around here? The climate of real estate has shifted, has changed. It has been changing, but it has certainly shifted and changed. And I'm sure you are thinking to yourself, what the heck? I had all the aspirations in the world. Maybe I got a bit scared during the COVID time, coronavirus time. There's plenty of buyers that I know during that time that was like, no, I'm not going to buy, even though I was like, hey, interest rates are amazing, all that good stuff, record low, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people were just paralyzed from everything that was going on during that time, which is entirely understandable. It is understandable to become paralyzed after everything that we have been through in the last couple of years. But, and however, some people miss the opportunities for those record low interest rates. And now, unfortunately, they're reaping the repercussions of their choices that they made a few short years ago. Even those who maybe bought a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago or something like that, and they were able to at least take advantage, maybe not of the 1%, 2% interest rate, but at least take advantage of the 4 and 5% interest rate, which seems amazing compared to the now 7 to 8% interest rates that are happening across the country. So you may be thinking to yourself, you may be watching the news, you may be seeing other YouTube channels, and you're like, what the heck? What do I need to buy for? That's craziness. I'm here to comb through some warnings, some tips, some things that you need to consider if you're thinking of buying. Let's do this up front. It is not an investment at this point. If you buy up front, it's not an investment. Okay. It is a purchase. It is shelter. It is somewhere to sleep your head. Now, what do I mean by that? Of course, every real estate that you can acquire, that you can own, is an investment. But that short-term investment that you maybe were thinking you could get in this market, that is not the case. That is not the case. I'm talking to regular people. I'm not talking to investors. I'm talking to first-time home buyers. Somebody just buying a home for a first time, and you were thinking to yourself, hey, I can go ahead, buy a home, maybe stay there a couple of years, maybe get $5,000, $10,000, even $20,000 because the market was crazy at certain points in time after I move in a year or 2 or 3. That's likely not the case. Now, real estate is still an investment, of course, but you have to look at it as a more long-term investment, which is in general what real estate is. You have to look at it from the data perspective. You can't look at it from a month-to-month aspect. You can't look at it from even a year-over-year aspect. You have to look at it from that 5 to 10 year margin, which is a time frame that most people stay in their property. If you're a regular person like me, you're going to stay in your property for quite some time. Most people average 5 to 10 years, and a lot of times longer, at least for their first home. The warning is if you're trying to look at it as get a couple dollars in your pocket, stay there for a year, then leave, then it's probably not the best avenue for you. If you're looking at it from a regular person's perspective, I'm staying in my house, I need shelter, I want to buy, I want to have my name on a deed, then absolutely go ahead out there and buy. The other thing you want to do is these interest rates, as I talked about before, they're crazy. We're down at one point, and then they went completely up. Now, as I tell people all the time, it is not the most, interest rates are not the highest that they have ever been. They're actually uh, nowhere near it. The highest that there ever been is in according to the U.S. history, but it's higher than a lot of people who are buying now, who are first time home buyers. It's the first time that they send interest rates this high, right? Or at least that they can remember, like millennials and like Gen Z. So it can seem a little bit scary, or it can seem like, the world is about to cave in. But here is where you just use logic, do what makes sense. So I'm going to go through a scenario to help you decide what could be best for you. All right, so let's check out quickly this property here. It's just, I just picked a zip code in Philly. Check out this area, or check out this property. It is beautiful. Look at it. It's just stunning, right? And this is a property that you can actually rent. And if you see here, you can rent it for potentially $2,050, potentially. Okay. And another property in that area, and I want to compare a 4-bedroom. So this is a 4-bedroom that's at $1,650. All right. So you got between $2,000 and $1,650. Now this one is decent. I don't think it's done as well as the last one, but it's decent. I see some stuff in these pictures. Don't let these pictures fool you guys, but I see some stuff in here that would let me know that the quality, the pristineness is not as grandiose as the other one, right? So now let's go to a property for sale in that same area. Now they stage it beautifully. Don't be distracted. But looking at quality of work here, it looks amazing. Look at the outside, curb appeal, all that good stuff. It looks stunning, right? They did an amazing job. This property is on the market for $293. And what we got to do is crunch the numbers. Now, they are comparable properties. I think one is 4 bedrooms, and I think 2 baths. The other one is 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths or something like that. And I think this one has, the one for sale actually has 200 more square feet than the one that's for rent. So I want to make that clear as well. Okay, so it's a bit more space in this one. They all have finished basement, all have central air, all are clearly newly renovated. Now let's look how much it will cost to get this kind of property to purchase. Now we know that the purchase price is $293, but let's look at interest rate. Let's look at how much the mortgage would be in order to get this property. All right, so I'm pulling out my little buyer sheet here, and you can see that we got $293 as a purchase price. The annual taxes here is $1,802. The interest rate, I put in 6.5%. That's on the great, amazing side. And I even put in some seller's assist because you're a first-time home buyer and you might need some seller's assist. Okay, so I put in 3% on a conventional loan, and I put in maybe 5% down payment. But for a first-time home buyer, you're probably going to be at 3% if you qualify for it. Earnest money deposit, hey, I was modest. We put down $5,000 there. And then everything else here is just your typical stuff for closing cost. Over and look at the estimated monthly payment. Now, like I said, I just showed you an example where you can pay $2,000, $2,050 to $1,650 for a rental. Okay, the estimated monthly payment will be at $2,258. Now, if you have the convenience of being able to put down 20%, it brings it down drastically, right, to $1,706, which I think is decent. I think that's fair. So if you're in that range of being able to rent a property between that 2050 and that 1650 to be able to buy it and your monthly payment be 1706, I think that's very, very fair. Okay. All that to say, now, of course, your cash to settlement is going to be a lot. It's going to be substantial. So when I say whatever is logical, that is what you have to consider. You have to consider what is logical for you. Does it make sense? Is it feasible? Does it make sense for you? Now, the other thing is that, hey, even if you still desire to buy, it's nothing wrong with that. Just understand what you're getting into and what it's going to look like for you. And of course, if interest rates drop at some point, you can absolutely refinance your property and be paying a lot less in monthly payments when that time comes. Okay, it will come. The last thing I want to talk about is knowing your why. Why are you doing it? Why do you want to do it? Is it just somewhere to lay your head that you want to own? You're sick of renting. You're sick of getting, not great landlords, slumlords, right? You're sick of certain living conditions, all those good things. Maybe you're ready. Maybe you have the money in the bank. Maybe your credit is there. Maybe it has been your goal for 5 years and you're just now getting everything you need together. And you're like, but I still want to do it. Why not? Why not? Just know your why. Know what you're getting into. Understand what all your options are. Know what all your choices are. Make sure you see what's out there, what the inventory is, to know that you're getting a house that you're going to be happy with for at least the next 5 years. Because again, we're going back to, hey, this is not a short-term thing. You want to look at it as a long-term thing, which is how I think we should look at real estate anyway. That's just, that's what makes it such a great investment. So I hear some experts saying it's just like, you don't gain anything from buying right now. I don't believe that, because all real estate is the game of time. It is the game of time. It is the game of sitting on an egg and hoping that it's going to hatch and hoping that it's going to produce some value in the future, right? Not necessarily right now. If it can do so right now, that's jackpot. That's a home run. But if it cannot, at some point, it will. That's all I got for you today. If you want more, if you have more questions concerning this, go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, that is book.djmrealtyco.com. And we can talk about it. Okay. We can talk about your concerns, your questions, run the numbers, have you talk to a lender, see what it will look like. We can run some scenarios. We can do all of those things to make sure that we're doing what's best for you and that you're making the best decision for you and your family, right? Listen, until next time, remember, there is no place like home, no place like home buying. And I will see you next week on another Tuesday Tip. Bye, y'all.